Bunkai strategies. This week we're taking a look at the move from Bassai Sho, which some people refer to as yumi-zuki, the bow technique, which is the same kind of movement as you do in Gion, same kind of move as you do in Teki Shodan, but obviously this one's a little bit different in its angles, in what goes on in it. So, firstly, the entry situation. And the entry situation, you lift your hands up very high and pull them back down. So this huge, great loping movement. And when we do that, you've got to say, okay, I need a realistic context. So the guy's coming in with a punch, and we don't want to get hit, so we're in here like this. Now, with this hand here, I want to launch it and strike. And when we launch that and strike, we're going to get movement away from us, which is going to take the other weapon away. At the same time, we're going to pull and twist with this one. But as we hit here, we stick that in there. The knee's coming up, and we're getting the hook round this way, to drive down, pull back. Now, if you take that to its logical extreme, you shouldn't need the next bit. Because what should happen is you go 1, 2, hook, and down, and that's it. We're going to just take this and bring it to the hip. Now, once we do that, that's that situation done. So what need do I have of this? Some people have said, you're just casting the guy away. But let's have a look at a slightly different situation. I've come in here like this, I've gone to here, and now I just need to do something very, very urgently. So we have the same idea that I'm going to pull this back in, but as we pull this back in, we're shoving this out really dynamically, and so we get that. If I drop my body weight too, it goes right into it. So it's a case of fail-safes. If I've tried to go to here and something's not quite gone off, then we just pulse it this way, send it out. Taking it to slightly different variations, big hook comes in, we just drive that way instead. And then we've got this going on. Another little variation is that as we receive that, we pull that down and go across here, but this time I've stepped backwards, moved away from the danger and struck across. That's just pulled everything unbalanced and you're now ready to do whatever else you need to do. We've taken away every bit of drive that was coming in at us. So reverse application, or the back of it, is that when that thing comes in, we're going to scoot around this way and come around here, and then we've got the same situation. This one now starts to look a little bit more like Teki or back to Gion, but if I get to there and then I prise that way, then you see that we start to straighten the arm and we start to lock it out there. Now this gap here is for your benefit so that you can see what's going on, because the second we close the gap is the second we get the damage. So we're very, very careful with that. Okay, so that was driving across here, putting the arm out here like this. Say the gap is for your benefit, because as soon as we close it, that's when we get the double on the angle on the wrist here and against the back of the elbow. So you've got a few there for this position, and then it's just a case of how you link that to this. If I haven't managed to take the head on the first bit, then invariably I'm trying to just come in here and come out this way. And we get this straight to the back of the head and down into the kidney so that we come in projecting through. Now that uses the preparatory position or the early position to sweep against this arm. So this is the open form, which looks like the start of old-fashioned Shito. And if I just bring them into fists, then we get this, which looks like the start to Bassai Sho. Okay, so we've got a few variations there, a couple of things for you to look at to do with this movement and the start of that movement